Hey guys, welcome back to the Vintage Watch Guy. Well, it's been a crazy couple of months. Um, the unimaginable has become our everyday reality. I'm not going to go on into that, but as far as as watches go, it's been an interesting actually couple of months for me. I bought and sold a very interesting piece. Unfortunately, I can't describe the details to you. I wish I could. The buyer was a very private person. And I'd hoped to use the funds to maybe acquire another piece, but then the world went completely bonkers. And like a lot of people, the money that I had put aside for fun then became used for essentials. But I did sell a couple other pieces, put together a little bit of funds, and I found a good deal on eBay. So I want to share this piece with you and share an unboxing video. So here we go. A little bit of abuse of this, but this is a case back opener. It's a cheap one, it doesn't work very well anyway, so should be okay for this purpose. I have actually a better case back opener for I think it's a Seiko one. It's got a little plastic handle, and it's got a kind of just a lip that you use to sort of pry it open. I need to open a case back. I like to use that one. I'll show it to you guys another time. I let this sort of marinate for a few days. You see, the minimum amount of time that you need is about 3 days for stainless steel and plastic. So for a watch, I think 3 days is a pretty safe amount of time. Let's see, got this envelope, got some bubble wrap. What else we got here? Something else. Oh, another envelope. Okay. I believe this came with a box. So why don't we open that first? This feels like a box. Put that bubble wrap aside. Oh, look at that. Very cool. This is a Croton. Croton was an interesting company. Outer box. Wow. Very cool. And inner box. Croton was a interesting company. It's named after Croton-on-Hudson. It was originally centered in Croton-on-Hudson, which is in the Hudson Valley, not that far from where I am. It's a company that was an American company initially. At some point they had an affiliation with Nevada Grenshin. The story goes that Nevada wasn't able to distribute their wristwatches in America because the name was too similar to Movado. Nevada, Movado. I don't totally get it, but anyway, their watches were rebranded as Croton and sold as Croton in the United States. You may have heard of the Aviator Sea Diver. It's a chronograph, pretty large size for the era. I think it's about 40 millimeters. It's got also a diving bezel on it. Sometimes called I believe it's called the Chronomaster Aviator Sea Diver. Very macho, cool watch. That's probably the best known Croton. They made a bunch of other watches. Aquamatic was their line, which is you see in the 50s and 60s. They're sort of small, automatic winding, water-resistant case. I think Aquamatic was kind of like their version of Seamaster or Oyster Perpetual. It's letting you know aqua, water-resistant, matic, self-winding, or automatic. They also had a field watch called the Antarctic because one of the watches went to Antarctica at one point. So yeah, there's one of those smaller Swiss brands. Actually, they're still around. I think they went out in the quartz crisis like a lot of brands in the 70s, and then they came back at one point. They were bought by their family-owned business, and they have a headquarters, I believe, still in New York. Anyway, cool box. Look at that, Croton. It's actually applied there. Applied letters. Croton fine timepieces since 1878. Very proud. And now for the main thing. It should be in here. Okay, you guys, take a look at that. Never done an unboxing video before, but I watched them and I always enjoy them. So I'm gonna let you guys share my enjoyment. Oh, more bubble wrap. Very nice. It's really packaged. Watch is always a good thing. Let's carefully open this. Ooh, I see already. It looks beautiful. Let me zoom in a little bit here. Oh, look at that. Wow. That is in spectacular condition. Mint, totally mint. I would say mint, unworn condition. Wow, look at that. Let's open the strap here. Getting my fingerprints on it. Wow, guys, take a look at that dial. Croton is kind enough to set it to 1010 to best display the dial. Croton 1878. So this is a Croton computer chronograph. It's not as well known as the Aviator Sea Diver. I think it's very cool. It's got a few different scales on it. If you look closely, you can see there's a telemeter on the outside running along the, what do you call that, a tension ring? I hesitate to compare it to Hoyer, but you know, it's Hoyer-like, I suppose. And see the logo, Croton 1878 in computer. This one also has, take a better look at it here. I believe there's a, telemeter. So in yellow, if you look there, there's a telemeter in yellow, a tachymeter in white. And there's also countdown scale. You see 5, 4, 3, 2, 1 in the minute register for the chronograph. The chronograph and the small seconds have that kind of cool subdial shape, kind of like a TV shape, very 70s. Wow, the loom and everything looks perfect. Is that loom? Yeah, it looks like loom. Oh, T, Swiss made T, so that's tritium loom. Yeah, it looks beautiful. Oh, and there's also another counter there on the subdial. It's a 45-minute counter. So when you go all the way around to 30 minutes, you go another 15 minutes down, it's marked to be 45. So I guess that's why they call it a computer. It can compute things. You can do a tachymeter to find your speed, a telemeter to find the distance. You have a countdown, 5-minute countdown, and also a 45-minute counter on the minute chronograph minutes subdial. Yeah, very, very cool. That the edges are perfectly sharp, not a scratch. Has that 70 style tonneau style case. Yes, this is what shows that it's really original. It's got the original case back stickers, the Croton computer. $195, number 73. Unworn condition, beautiful. I don't know if this strap is original. I have to look at the eBay listing to see what the guy advertised, but it comes with a very nice strap, perforated here. It's like a racing style. So give it a whine, shall we? Oh, I don't know if you can hear that. Oh, that's crispy, that movement. See some signs of life. The chronograph, I like to give it a good wind before I start the chronograph function so it has enough power. Usually I try to give it at least 30 turns. Okay, so let's give it a press here. This is a Valjoux 7733. 7734 is the one that has a date. This is without the date. which I prefer. A little click here. Very nice, taking it away nicely. I'll let it run. Wow, that dial is completely pristine. No wear at all. The case style, everything perfect. Fresh out of the factory. Sometimes you go with some of these lesser known brands. You find one that's a new old stock condition. If you found a bigger brand new stock condition, it would probably cost a fortune. But in a smaller brand like this, lesser known, you might be able to get a very good deal. And hear it ticking away. Heat rate sounds a little slow. I'm not sure if it needs a service or that's just or it's an 18,000 movement. So the 28.8, that's typical of modern pieces. And let's see, I like to see this part. See the minute counter tick forward. Perfect. That's what I was looking for. The minute counter tick forward. Put it on the wrist. Yeah, look at that. Wow, fits perfectly. I have a 6.5 inch wrist, pretty skinny. So this fits perfectly, this size. That's part of the reason I like vintage watches. Oh, look at that, look at the bezel. Beautiful. Awesome, love it. Oh, the other part that you want to test out, you know, watch, is you want to make sure it resets to 0. Bubble wrap got in there somehow. So let's stop the chrono. Give it a press. Oh, it resets to 0 snappily, perfectly. Let me do it one more time for you guys. Stop. Set to 0. Yeah, these 70s, 7733s, as a cam operated system, it's not quite as smooth a press as a column wheel. But the 7733 was kind of in that era of the kind of funky designs, the late 60s into the mid 70s. A lot of times 7733s have a lot of color, interesting case shapes and designs. Yeah, more to me, it's like a very interesting kind of vibe. And I wanted to get a 7733 chronograph for a while. I saw a couple of 7734s, some Breitlings, Daytoras, those are very cool. I'm not that into the date window right now. I find it inconvenient to set it, especially when it's when the setting mechanism, you have to go all the way around and it's slow. I'm not sure if this series of chronographs can do the rapid setting by going back to 9, before 9, and then 4 through 12 and back again. But that back and forth motion always makes me a little bit nervous in these vintage movements. I'm afraid I'm going to break the mechanism. And I have damaged the mechanism before doing that, so I sort of stopped doing that. Anyway, it's a very cool piece. Anyway, someone's at the door. My dog is barking. I'm going to end the video now. Hope you guys enjoyed the video.